They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flow, chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan pants don't...
Whew. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Zai. You already know what time it is. Basically, man, you know I'm gonna make this video not in response to anybody in particular. You know, I had made a video before this and it's basically addressing somebody that had spoke on me that was from out of town, and of course, you know, individuals took it and ran with it and tried to make it something bigger than it is. The whole thing I was saying is, you know, basically just don't speak on me, especially if you don't know the politics of California. And then, you know, certain individuals went as far as to say that I was disrespecting the whole state, which is kind of funny, you know what I mean? But I get it, you know what I mean? A lot of people, and this is just to, I'll say this one thing to you, you know, that's the same thing basically the PCs are doing. They just ain't one of them talking. They get like this whole conglomerate of, you know, trash bags that actually speak on me that ain't no good. So it's like, and my whole thing was telling you that, you know, you shouldn't follow suit. And if you felt like maybe my character was you know, in question, you should have just got at me and asked me, you know what I mean, or did your homework, and then you would have found out that it's just dudes looking to get views. Now, you know, when I heard the apology, you know what I mean, you know what, I'm just gonna cut away from that, because like I said, I wouldn't really address you. I just wanted to say that one thing to you, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's best just to don't say nothing, or you know, get your facts straight before you even speak on it. And that's all I say on that. Now, my other thing, I just wanted to talk to everybody. For the people that support my channel, I know, you know, the ones that know that there's no need to speak about it, there's no need to even address it. But you know, when people, you know, call your certain things into question, you gotta you know, you gotta say something. You can't just let it go unresolved. And of course, I wasn't addressing the DOs, because I mean, they say a lot of things that don't make no sense. They try to twist it and create their own narrative, because in the end they want people to be exactly like them. And like I said, like in a prior video, that I was trying to take my channel in a different direction, but unfortunately I fell victim to that old way of wanting to, you know, strike back at certain individuals, and that was a setback. But you know, I'm back on track now. What I will say, this last video, as far as like, you know, what's next, that's all I really want to ask. What's next? And for the people that supposedly tried to expose me, I'm glad you did it right now, and not when I had like 100,000 subscribers or something on that level, so people would have ran with the story a lot longer. But of course, you know, people were able to see through it and just really, you know, use logic. Like, how could this dude do over 15 years, you know what I mean, and, you know, have a past of a sangre, which the video was supposedly exposing me after I got out of prison, saying that I became a blood or a pyro after I got out of prison, which would have made no sense at all, because if I was going to be a blood, I would have did it when I was younger. And the funny thing about it is like, you know, you have people jump on a bandwagon. You know, good homies, they avoid it. They're just like, that's bull, because they already know that it's just bull. That's cats either knew me since I was young, or cats just knew me that I was in and out of the system, or cats just was smart enough to use basic logic and understand that things like that would never transpire, especially doing all that time and never being found out, and get out of jail and still ain't found out. Any individual that took part in something like that would get found out and eventually get dealt with. Even if he slid through prison the whole time, when you get out, you know, you claim in certain people's neighborhoods, you know, you're gonna get confronted and it's gonna end bad for you. So, you know, with that being said, you know, I just wanted to say that, like, what's next? Like, what next can you try to expose me? Like, you know what it is cats are so used to dealing with cats that are not real, that when they run into somebody that's actually about what they say they are and did what they said they did, people want to poke holes in it. This is that generation of, I gotta, you know, break the myth or dispel anything that you said, because they just can't see it. But that's a character flaw within their self. It's something that they see in their self. Like, I can look at a cat and know you know what I mean, that it's real. But I can also tell when there's a chance that he's either gonna fold, or he's shiesty, or he's just one of those fools that just really can't be trusted. Like, I get that vibe. I'm able to read the room and read the individual, and that's what kept me alive. Now, and there's cats on here that will act like they're cool with me, but I already see through the bull. I know that only a few things gonna happen if I run into these individuals. Either they're gonna try to do some snaky stuff, or I'm gonna end up doing something to them and go back to jail for the rest of my life. And I tell this to everybody that has come on my channel. As far as like the cage, I don't glorify it because it's nothing really to glorify. That's why I don't get on here and tell prison stories 24/7, because I have a gang of stories. I've been through a lot of stuff, and some of it I can't talk about because it is a direct involvement of other people, and some has to do with politics. But there's some stories I can tell individuals about my story that has nothing to do with anything. That only self-incrimination would be myself, and you can also weave that to where you can tell a story without incriminating yourself in anything, because you don't give no real particular spot or destination or anything. You just go through your story without pointing out any key points, so people can be like, oh, you were right there at this time and this took place. Like, you want to avoid that. That's the type of stuff you avoid. Now, people might say that's kind of counterproductive because or ironic, because in my raps I talk about fools getting clapped, but that's just people that have got clapped and they're gone now. You know what I mean? It's like it's no real mystery. Like, anybody that knows the street knows that certain dudes are gone, and it is what it is. But that's me being immature and disrespectful, which I am at times. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not beyond a point to where I'm beyond growth. I'm constantly growing, and that's why I plan on taking my channel in a different direction. I had to learn ways to thwart like this stupidity that is the internet. And don't get me wrong, it's always going to be some fool on the internet that's going to try to find something out about me and always run into a brick wall, because it's when you fabricate shit, it's always found out. And individuals on the internet trying to speak on my name, a lot of it is just fabricated, or they're trying to connect dots that are not there, and they continue to fail. I mean, they got their views, but it's momentary. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they get it for that moment. People are excited. Oh, Izzad, did Zod ever, sorry. Oof, allergies. Woo! You see? I gotta go to work, but I just wanted to get that video in and just to tell people, like, what's next? Like, what else can you say about me that'd be detrimental to my character? Obviously, cats are still rolling with me. Obviously, ain't no smut came out about me. Obviously, I'm still as solid as the day I walked in prison and got out. And that's why I'm able to sit on here and tell cats what it is, and that it just ain't worth it. Now, as far as like, cats like, oh yeah, what happened to the Cholo accent? I didn't even know it was an accent. I thought it was just a way of talking. When I'm talking to the homies, I scared, whatever. I talk like that because that's my crowd. That's who I grow with, and that's one of the things I'm proud of, to be able to function in an area where people assume that you wouldn't be welcome. And as much as people try to step on that fact, I was welcome, and people didn't have to floss. And that's the thing about the homies, they don't have to like sit back and make up stories as far as like, oh yeah, I'm super cool with the fool. If they weren't cool with you, you would know it. And I've ran into those type and couldn't feel disrespected by it. It's just, it is what it is. They grew up a certain way, dealing with certain things, and that's just their way of thinking. Did I kick it with them? No, because they had their own people that they kicked it with, and I had people that I kicked it with, like-minded individuals, some ghetto, some cholo, some, but all of them with the business, and that's why my journey through prison wasn't as hard as everybody expected to be. All you had to do is just represent what you represent and be willing to get down on call. Like, if it's pop, get off. You know what I mean? If it's gonna pop, get off. Don't fold, because at the end of the day, man, it's worse. You know what I mean? It's like everything that you've built up, whatever reputation you have, it's all gone. You could have been the hardest person, the hardest killer in the world, but now you're soiled because your reputation means absolutely nothing. You messed up to the point to where you can't come back from it. So my thing on that is don't even get involved. It's basically a dead end job with no chance to get ahead. If you're lucky, you get my age, you get a job and you have a family and you're cool. But for the most part, you're either, you know, and I grew up in a time where fools are knocking each other down and still knocking each other down. But it was a lot worse back then. It wasn't, you can't walk down the street and not get banged on. It was like you knew where you were at and you stayed there. Because if you venture too far out, you knew, okay, you know what, I'm about to go to this city. It's on. Like, you know, as soon as you get hit up, it's not that, oh, I don't know if we get along. It's like, nah, you're in my city. Where you from? Oh, you ain't from this? Boom, it's on. So what? You know what I mean? So I tell cats it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? You notice none of my kids are gangbangers just because I always, you know, and I never push for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that generational thing. I'm good on that. Like, I did what I did because that's what I wanted to participate in. I didn't have my, you know, kids get involved because they felt like they need to follow suit. Nah. And it's not like I even fuck with them like that, you know. Not all my kids, but, you know, whatever. I ain't got that many. But anyways, yeah, that's all I want to say. You know what I mean? I'm going to continue dropping videos. The Zod Vision is now changing to Zod Vendetta TV. Soon I will be open up that channel, but that channel is going to be something totally different. I mean, it still covers certain things, but it's going to a broad spectrum. It allow people from my circle to interview certain people and without feeling like it's gossip. It's just one of those things like covering current events, whether it be politics, whether it be hip-hop culture, whether it be street culture, whether it be whatever. We're going to cover whatever we want. Damn, all these cars are Lexus. What the hell? What is this? I can't even make this stuff up. There's like 4 Lexus right here, all trucks. Well, you know, the last one's Mercedes-Benz, but anyways, that's all I wanted to say, man. I got other videos coming out. I got a lot of interviews, and hopefully I'll have them done. Look at. I still got like, man, I need to hurry. I got like 10 minutes for my job, but look at. Boom. All Lexus. You see what I'm saying? All Lexus. Some of them Mercedes-Benz, but most of them are Lexus. I don't know what it is, but what the hell is this? Crazy. Anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta start my car and get up out of here. But yeah, for the people that follow my channel, man, good looking. For the ones that don't want to and you feel some type of way about it, just kick rocks, because I'm gonna continue blocking you anyway. And with that being said, I'm out.